Start your career in the trade.
They got my ass. They got my ass, bro.
Continue our series on the worst YouTube. Boom, so we're continuing our series on the worst YouTubers in existence, like the weirdos, which brings us to Onision.
He did that shit, bro. And I knew from the thumbnail he did that shit, but seeing this photo, any nigga with greasy, stringy hair, they did that shit, bro. You don't wash your fucking hair.
Onision, who, listen closely when I say this, is a criminal. Why is he a criminal, you ask? Well, let me explain. So for those of you that don't know, Onision was this huge YouTuber back in the day who had a primarily younger audience. That's important. Now, the content Onision made was like, weird, edgy humor. But see, Onision had a problem. He didn't understand what I like to call the weirdo YouTuber principle. Yes, I just made that up. See, the closer you get to strange, like edgy type humor, chances are the younger your audience is gonna be. But when that audience starts getting older, the more they're gonna kind of get over you and be like, yo, this dude's just a weirdo. Now let's get a little.
Man, this nigga just be on weird shit. He not even funny. He just low-key a little deranged. Like, I don't even know why my little kid watching this. I might have to take this out his watch list. I ain't going on.
Deeper into what I mean by weirdo content, because it's going to set this story up perfectly. So back in the day, Onision used to say, hey, look, to all of my viewers that are girls, send me pictures of yourself and I'm going to rate you on a scale of 1 to 10. He had a whole series on this where he would just rate you on a.
Look at this nigga, bro, because I felt something looking at me while I was looking down, bro. I knew I did. It was either him or him. And we know it's this nigga. Bro, hold on. I gotta look at that motherfucker, bro. He did that shit. Everything he being accused of and more, he did that.
Scale of 1 to 10. He had a whole series on this where he would just go in on these girls and they were younger. Now, if
don't trust a nigga wearing mascara. Why the fuck do you have on mascara, bro? You want us to see your eyes more, my nigga? What you doing, bro?
If you're thinking, well, why would they send him the pictures in the first place? Then wisdom is chasing you, but you are faster. Because like I said, they were younger. And what do you do when you're younger? Things that are ill-advised. They were seeking validation from their favorite creator. But he would rip them.
Man, I done did some dumb shit as a little nigga, bro.
Them apart. Now this is the first step of when his audience started saying, okay, dude, whoa, you're taking this a little too far. And here's what's special about Onision. For the last YouTubers I was telling you about, usually they make an
literally just watch this fat fuck, man.
Apology and they basically be begging for forgiveness. It could be a fake apology, but regardless, it's an apology. This guy would be like, yo, I'm not wrong. I'm not apologizing. You're the problem. And well, remember, he's a popular YouTuber, so his fans come into his defense saying, yeah, you the problem. He not wrong. He not doing anything wrong. They want to send him the pictures. It's all good. Well, let's get to the next thing he starts doing. He starts making a series of this girl that has an eating disorder, just making fun of her. People are like, bro, now you, come on, bro.
Making fun of people with anorexia, bro. And look at this nigga. It looks like he hit himself with a spray bottle a few times to get ready for the video, bro. What the fuck is wrong with bro? And he still has on his little mascara, cause he did that shit, bro.
Comes out with the video saying, okay, that was a little much, my fault. He continues the series, just making fun of her eating disorder, just video after video after video. I told y'all this dude was a weirdo, right? People are like, but why though? Onision said, why? Just because. Now it eventually gets to a point where the scale starts tipping. You know that person that constantly will make fun of.
I don't think I'll ever understand how anyone gets enjoyment out of others being, out other people's pain, and hitting someone down instead of focusing on something.
Someone over and over again, and everyone at a certain point be like, all right, bro, you're kind of being weird. He finally got that sense, and he said, all right, y'all. Maybe I took things a little too far. I'll stop making videos about her because I'm making videos about someone else. Yeah, he starts making videos about his new relationship. All right, no big deal, right? It's relationship content where someone shows the ups and downs of a relationship. People give them a ton of views. And just like other relationships, Onision's relationship.
They do, bro. Them motherfuckers, them motherfuckers ranking so many views, bro. I used to watch Ty and Kate or some shit like that, bro. They used to rank in so much views, and I don't even know what I was watching them on, bro. I can't tell you a video if my life depended on it, bro.
Relationship has its ups.
Has Kyrie texted you back?
They fucking down like a seesaw, what Baby Tron said.
Downs. He's filming everything they're doing. Remember what we said in that other video? These weirdo YouTubers, a common trend they have is they will film everything no matter what for the sake of content.
Bro could be shitting, he gonna take a flick. Bro could be pissing, he gonna take a flick. They can be, I don't know. You feel me? He gonna take a fucking flick.
They don't understand the boundaries that you and I probably understand. So he says, look, me and homegirl are getting a divorce. People go, oh, that's so sad. He goes, yup. And I gotta pay her money? People go, what you mean? He like, yeah, me and that girl got a divorce and now they're asking me to pay her some money. People go, oh yeah, that's like alimony payments. After you get a divorce, you pay that. He goes, no, that's called slavery. Yeah, so Onision goes off on his ex, who was his ex-wife, saying the court's ordering.
Give this nigga a mental evaluation, bro. I promise. No one will hear from him for the rest of our lives. His life, too. Nobody will, bro. He's going to be in that hospital for L, bro. No bullshit.
Him to give her monetary value because of their divorce is basically slavery. Now, here's the thing. There's a reason why these laws are set up in the first place, and Onision is a perfect example. See, his wife was a nurse. And he was doing YouTube. He was doing very well on YouTube. So he tells her to quit her job. She could have been at this point that she's married to him at a certain place in her job. You know what I mean? Like she's starting out as a nurse. She's married to him for like
she could have been, man, she could have been top of this shit, bro.
A few years. At a certain point, she can be like in a higher position. But she quit to support him through YouTube. So they're saying at all that time, she lost a lot of money. So Onision, you gotta pay her what's due. But again, his audience is mostly younger, so they're not understanding.
We seeing this shit, right? I think my fat ass face blocking. But he got little kids writing his name on their forehead. What? How is YouTube allowed? Can't even speak. How is YouTube allowing this shit?
In these concepts, they're just taking his word for it. She comes back to get her stuff. Onision filming the whole thing. She's taking stuff from my crib. She like, this is my stuff.
This nigga is a Dracula dog. No. What's cut from Goosebumps? Future JBs, you know.
Yeah. Onision filming the whole thing. She's taking stuff from my crib. She like, this is my stuff. She taking stuff from my crib. But this seemed to be the end of the drama with his first wife for now, because he needs to move on to more drama with his next relationship that again he keeps making videos about. And this is when Onision starts showing his ass. One, that he's willing to film anything for content, and two, that he chases cupcakes. If you don't know what that means, then look in the comments. Now, how does he?
You ain't gotta look in the comments. Nigga, I tell you, he fuck with them kids, bro. He needs the firing squad. Yeah. That old 12-round special. Alright, he's done moving. Sometimes they fuck around, keep going to clips jam. I mean, clips empty. Or gun jam. If that shit jam, they might as well unjam that bitch. Ain't nobody shooting back.
Gain access to cupcakes. Well, remember I told you, his audience is primarily very young. So they hit him up. And while he's completely okay with his position of power over them, gets in a relationship. Now, one of these girls hits him up, says, I rock with your content and all that. He gets in a relationship with her, starts filming content. Now, it's all well and good until
that ID come out.
Homegirl has a seizure. Remember, I told you he starts showing his ass. He films the situation. Saying, OMG, my GF forgot all about me. Well, that's because she had such a hard-induced seizure that she had memory loss. Bro setting up the camera, going over and be like, yo, you good? She's just like shaking and all that. He posts the video thinking it's gonna do numbers. People in the comments are like, yo, why didn't you call the police? He's like, I did call the police after I finished filming.
Bro, this nigga looks like a drunken... Yo.
Why didn't you call the police? He's like,
What's that nigga off of Detroit Becoming Human? The drunk dad. Yeah. You know what to do. Wait, this way. You know what to do. But,
I
man...
did call the police after I finished filming. People are like, bro, you gotta call the police immediately. He said, what? He said, well, it don't matter anyway, because we're not in a relationship anymore. I'm moving on to my third relationship. And then people start getting even more annoyed at him. See, his audience is getting older. They're starting to realize, yo, okay, this dude is kind of
fucking deranged. You're a weirdo, man. He ain't even developed either. He getting older, still on the same shit. What the fuck?
weird. He going from girl to girl to girl, filming everything. Oh, and this next girl, she looked young as hell. Now, I lost track of how many relationships he had for content, so we're gonna skip over to Kai. See, Onision gets in a relationship with someone named Kai, who's about to turn into his accomplice. Now, Kai and Onision express that they're cool with inviting other people into their relationships, right? Now, by the way, when I say Kai and Onision are in a relationship, they're in a relationship for like...
Should have told you how weird this nigga was, and why the fuck is there just a Joker picture back here? Y'all got Elmo, they got people getting blown up. What the fuck? Yo, this what them emo niggas be on when the doors is closed, cuz? Just bullshit and monstrosity?
A really long time. Like, Onision's viewers really know Kai. Kai is like in the gang. Kai is a huge part of Onision's content.
Imagine being able to build.
That's fucking something, bro. That is fucking something, bro. That's what them little goth kids be doing when the doors close. Cause I don't ever want to knock nor open.
This is where it starts to get wicked. Enter Sarah. Sarah, like usual, is a fan of Onision's content. She hits him up, says, yo, huge fan. Kai begins to talk to Sarah. Now, it's like Sarah's first year of high school. She expresses how she has a really tough home life to Kai. She confides in him. Sarah and Kai end up being really close. So close that one day Sarah says, look, my home life is really bad now. Kai says, yo, come on over to the crib. Now at this point, Kai lives with
I lived there for 4 months after the first trip. I wonder what the fuck happened in that house, bro. Because if Cut was recording all the weird shit, when the cameras was off, I know it was worse. I know it was. I know that shit wasn't all for content. I know that's really all he was. So it had to have been hell, bro. Like yo, like this a movie, but a bad one.
Kai says, yo, come on over to the crib. Now at this point, Kai lives with Onision. Onision is cool with it, so Sarah comes over to the crib. People start seeing her in videos, but people start saying, yo, she looks young. Now at this point, she's in her third year of high school, so people start commenting, dude, Onision, you gotta say something about this. Onision's like 30, Kai is like 20, early 20s or something like that. Yeah, Onision met Kai when Kai was super young too. So
30s doing this shit, by the way.
Early 20s or something like that. Yeah,
30s doing this shit, by the way. Fuck that espresso shell shit, nigga. Lock that shit up in a closet and hide it deep. Because why are you 30 doing this? You still putting on mascara, my nigga? I could see if you was a little teenager thinking you in a rock band. But nah, nigga. Your time is over. Your time is over, cuz. Stop putting on that bullshit, man.
Onision met Kai when Kai was super young too. So Onision has to address this. It's getting too much at this point for his fans. So Onision rages out and subsequently begins to show his ass. He starts saying, bro, y'all are the weirdos, not me. He said, bro, Sarah, homegirl, she just stay here. We ain't do nothing.
We ended up in a group chat together with Regina, whatever that bitch name is, a member of the Oson's forums. And Kyle would talk about his life with Greg, and I was 14 at the time. We would send sensitive photos to each other. I wonder what that says. I think it says lewd. I think it do say lewd. Or, oh, I think it says nudes. Anyway, okay. To each other, because at this time, Kai was identifying as a straight woman. He wasn't even out as bisexual, so I thought that was innocent.
Just stay here. He says, and while I'm on the topic,
L Reader, yeah, I know, save it. But, what?
you just stay here.
No.
Chase cupcakes. And this is what he actually says next. He says, when's the last time y'all see me chase a cupcake? He says, yeah, they were technically cupcakes, but I'm 31 now. I'm a grown adult. Last time I did that, I was like 27. Stop playing. Sarah, she good.
4 years went by. Whoop-de-doo.
We looking out for her. Ain't that right, Kai? Kai said, hell yeah. Here's where it starts to get wickeder. Sarah comes out saying, I'm not really good. Now, this is years later. She 18 at this point. Remember that trend that happens. People get older and they start realizing, oh, these guys are weirdos. She spills it all. She says, yo, they on a...
That's why a lot of people stopped watching their favorite YouTubers. Niggas found out they was weirdos, like weird. Like, nigga, I don't even think I should be supporting you. I feel like I'm doing bad just watching a video kind of weird, bro. It's
another level. Sarah comes out and says, yeah, Onision was telling the truth. We ain't do nothing happened until I turned 18. She said like 2 days after she turned 18.
That just burned into my freaking brain. I was 15 and Greg was 30. Wait, why don't we just wait for Sarah? We can wait till Sarah turns 18. That is some shit.
Both Onision and Kai, Onision and Kai started doing stuff. In fact, Kai and her were pretty much in a relationship. She says, but then her and Kai broke up because she did stuff with Onision when Kai wasn't there. Kai found out, got heated, cut it off. She says Onision is extremely controlling and extremely cut it off. She says Onision
Look at this nigga, bro. Like, no grown nigga who was on social media back then knew this nigga was a weirdo.
There, Kai found out.
Little me could have told you bro was a weirdo. Yeah, like 7-year-old me. He's a weirdo. Yes, bro. Nigga's weird. Bro, I'm telling you, I could have told you, bro.
Cut it off. She says Onision is extremely controlling and extremely weird. Onision says cat. Every other person he was in a relationship with starts coming out line by line saying he was weird. He was weird. He was weird. Onision says cat. His audience says canceled. Onision says no, wait. Onision just goes with the they're all crazy. But all the girls are coming out.
They're all crazy. It's in the water, guys. They're all crazy. No, nigga, you did that shit.
I will proof text messages of him saying weird things, controlling things. At this point, it's getting hot. Social media platforms all over are going, this isn't good. I'll tell you why they're thinking that in a second. So Onision leaks one of these girls' numbers. He says, yo, one of these people is saying I'm a bad dude. I'm not. He leaks her number. Patreon says, great. Ban him off the platform. Twitter bans him off the platform. No, we don't want nothing.
They just needed a reason. Screenshots was enough. They have no reason. He could appeal that, probably win it too. Doxing? Now doxing? Bye.
Nothing to do with this guy. Other social media platforms, keep him on. That's their mistake. Again, I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Now enter this guy named Chris Hansen. For those of you that don't know, way back in the
early 2000s, 2013, about 2012. That's really when he was popping. Bro, he used to catch predators, man. He used to get busy with it, man. Busy, man. Take him to the crib. Have a sit-down conversation with him like they his fucking son. Tell him about their wrongs. Nigga, make them admit to it. If they don't, he tell them leave. As soon as they leave, Oh yeah, nigga. Cops waiting for you, nigga.
Day there was a show called To Catch a Predator. Chris Hansen would basically invite cupcake chasers over, say gotcha, the police would arrest them, and then so on and so forth. So Chris Hansen makes a YouTube show basically trying to continue what he did in the past, catching cupcake chasers. And as we've established, Onision's a cupcake chaser. So Chris Hansen hits up all these girls. He invites them on his YouTube channel. They're saying their experiences and all that. Chris Hansen goes over to Onision's crib. Chris Hansen then says, can we talk?
Nigga pulled up to the front door. Nigga say, yeah, nah, we not doing none of that. And look, yeah. Nigga leaves his shoes outside on the front door instead of on the back porch. Nigga on the patio, inside. Leaves them on the front. He kicks his shoes off at the front door. And leaves them there. Should have known there's something.
Over to Onision.
You don't even pick them up, hold on, none of that, bro. He leaves them there. And fuck your cheap views, bro.
Onision's crib. Chris Hansen then says, can we talk? Onision says no. In fact, Onision then calls the police. He said, yo, there's somebody stalking me there outside my crib. The police said, who? He said, Chris Hansen. The police said, who? But see,
Chris Hansen. Wait, you sure you got the right number?
Onision couldn't really do anything about this because Chris Hansen is just a guy, and it's perfectly legal to knock on someone's door and say, can I interview you? But this is actually part of the problem as well. Chris Hansen just being a guy. He's just that. He is a guy who interviews people, even though he has all this fame surrounding him.
I see what he's saying. He should have had a little girl walk up to the door. Not interview you. He would have said yes like a motherfucker.
Catching cupcake chasers, he actually doesn't really catch the cupcakes. His show kind of broadcasts the cupcake chasers on like a national platform, but the police are the ones that do the investigations and do all the catching. So Chris Hansen with just his YouTube show technically doesn't really have power, but him broadcasting these cupcake chasers on a national scale is a good thing. It's technically more legitimized in the public opinion. It's not just some random YouTuber doing it, it's Chris Hansen. So news outlets are gonna say, yo, Chris Hansen just caught Onision doing some wild stuff, being a cupcake chaser. And this is a great.
And I don't know what side of YouTube I've been on, bro. I don't know if I've been on BlackTube for too long, bro. But I have never heard of Cud, like never. Even when I was a little nigga, bro, I've never heard of Cud. That little banana song back here, like shit, somewhere, bro. Yeah, right here, cuz. I've never even seen that, bro. So shit,
Thing, but why I say again, it's a not so great thing is because people actually think Chris Hansen can do something to these cupcake chasers, especially the girls who Onision was cupcake chasing. In fact, Chris Hansen tells one of these girls to send her laptop with evidence of Onision cupcake chasing to one of his associates named Vincent. She sends her laptop over. She never gets.
Vincent, you gotta change your look, man. Vincent, you gotta change your look. I would have thought Chris Hansen was catching you. You gotta change your look, man. It's not Vincent. It's not fucking it, bro. It's not. It don't connect. It don't connect right here, bro. Just make it look sharp at least. Make it at least look sharp. That's fuck. And yo, trim them down a little bit. I'll give you whole shit, bro.
Associates.
Whole shit, bro. Scissors and a little razor. All you need.
Named Vincent. She sends her laptop over. She never gets her laptop back. It turns out this dude Vincent is a con artist. Chris Hansen apparently gets conned too. He says, what? I didn't know he was gonna do all that. Apparently the dude Vincent claimed that he was gonna get the evidence to the FBI and all that. He never did it. So the girl says, give me my laptop back. Vincent says, oh, okay, here you go. But this made people realize, oh, Chris Hansen is just an interviewer. Regardless of that, the damage was done to Onision's reputation. Chris Hansen calls Onision a cupcake chaser. So YouTube demonetizes all of Onision's videos. They say, great, that is what we needed to get him out of here. But uh-oh, too late YouTube, because see what happens next is a lawyer comes out and says, on behalf of some of these girls, we're suing Onision, Kai, and YouTube. Now, first of all, I say on the behalf of some of these girls because it gets a little confusing.
I see why YouTube be. I would say I see why they be copyrighting me, but no the fuck I don't. No the fuck I don't, bro. Like, they be copyrighting me so fucking much, bro. I got 30 videos, 100 more in the fucking vault. These niggas won't let me upload none of them. All of them get copyrighted, bro. So, I mean, I can't even see why they got. I mean, why they suing YouTube? But then at the same time, I did say something about right here, like right here. Like damn, like YouTube should have did something. Like they grown, they know what this nigga got going.
Multiple different cases, it gets a little confusing. So we're just gonna say some of these girls are suing Kai, Onision, and YouTube. Now, why they're suing YouTube is because the lawyer, how the lawyer puts it, is YouTube had a huge part in shutting this down. Remember everything I told you in this video. How does he get these cupcakes in the first place? His YouTube platform. So they're saying, look, YouTube could have spotted this a long time ago. Over the many years, people have been coming out saying,
literally like I've been saying, bro. Shit. Just stop pausing it for that.
Hey, yo, he's chasing cupcakes. He's being weird. He's admitted it on his videos. Y'all seen him with his little apology saying, yo, when's the last time I did that? All that. YouTube ain't do nothing about it because they were making money. In fact, even them demonetizing Onision's videos, they're still making money. YouTube goes, oh snap. Patreon and Twitter say, that's why we banned him early, son. They can be found liable for fostering disorder environment. That's why YouTube does age restrictions and all that. They do not want the smoke. TikTok, Instagram, this is why your favorite creators can't say certain things. This is why in this video, I gotta censor a lot of the videos. Social media platforms rather just take the video down than the chances of a young person seeing it and the social media platforms getting sued. It's fair. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It is a tough situation, right? Well, let's get back to Onision. Onision basically
also, nigga, why the fuck would you want to sue YouTube? Cause like, they gonna get the best of the best. They gonna dig through everything, bro. It's over. It's over. Don't, man. You probably gonna win. You most likely gonna win. But it's gonna be a fucking headache.
YouTube, since his channel is demonetized and he's continuously getting sued. To this day, in fact, he's still getting sued. Now, since basically everyone banned him from like all platforms, that boy broke. So broke, he couldn't pay his lawyer. His lawyer came out and said, yeah, I dropped Onision because that boy broke. Onision said, now come on, now you didn't have to call me broke. I'm just getting a new lawyer. Other lawyers said, you got any money? He said, They said, nah, we good. So now Onision is representing himself in court. Now, like I said in previous videos, remember, there's two different types of court. There's civil cases and there's criminal cases. He
was in a criminal case, right?
For civil cases, he's getting sued. That means he can't go to jail, or he just might lose money. Criminal cases is when you go to
when you go to jail. Yeah,
jail. The police have to do an investigation and the state has to actually go against you. This isn't the case for Onision, because courts want to win cases, even though it may seem like there's all this evidence against Onision. It's a little bit tougher than it seems, because for the same reasons that EDP, the cupcake chaser, isn't in jail, these are YouTube videos. Like, everything is documented on YouTube. All he has to say is, yo, nah, they just YouTube videos, they just fake. The girls can show the text of him being a weirdo. He said, no, that's just a character I play. Now, from my knowledge, civil cases can't be used in criminal cases, but if he loses that civil case of him being a weirdo,
it gets past the point, nigga. Why is you still in character at 2 a.m. sending 100 messages? What you don't leave that woman alone? She sleep. You think she out cheating? No, bro. You paranoid and drunk. Leave her alone, cuz she ain't do nothing.
And him having to pay all these girls money for basically being in a relationship with them when he's at an age where he knows better, they're at an age where they don't know better, and kind of being manipulative and basically scarring them. But again, that's if they win. Hopefully they do. But the case, again, is still ongoing and anything can happen. All that being said, there's like a million other things Onision has done, but this isn't that type of channel. This is more like an overview. Now, okay, we've covered David Dobrik, we've covered Johnny Somali, we've covered Jack Dorothy, we've covered...
Okay, we knew Cub right here was weird, but why is he weird? We knew Cub right here was weird. Also, I'd do anything just to get seen. But why was cut right here weirdo? We gonna have to go back to that.
EDP, we've covered Shane Dawson, and now Onision. We're gonna stop at this 6. Now, like
I think I got the whole trilogy, cuz.
I told y'all before, the plan is to rank which one of these YouTubers is the worst, the second worst, so on and so forth. Now, I've decided we're gonna do it together. What I'll do at some point in the near future is we'll do a live video, we'll rank them together, discuss it as a community.
But look at that shit. God damn, bitch ass mouse, bro.